So what is a Proverbs 31 woman? We just finished up at church today. I concluded preaching through the book of Proverbs, and we ended with Proverbs 31. And oftentimes we think of Proverbs 31 as giving us a passage about like what the ideal woman is supposed to be like in some literal sense. Like we should try to, for females, for women, they should try to be the ideal Proverbs 31 woman. However, I actually think that we have precedent for what a Proverbs 31 woman is already in the book of Proverbs. In Lady Wisdom, who's presented to us, we're first introduced to her in Proverbs 4, and then Proverbs 8 and 9 really focus on her. And so we get to the end and we return to this Lady Wisdom figure. And what's really interesting is in Proverbs 31:26, we see that the language, a lot of times it'll say like true instruction is on her tongue or something like that. But literally, the Hebrew is a Torah of Hesed. Torah, we often think of, the first 5 books of the Bible, the law, when we think of Torah. It just means instruction. So it's the instruction of God. And it's Hesed, a Torah of Hesed. Hesed is kind of the primary word for God's character in the Old Testament. It's a really important Hebrew word that kind of becomes like the junk drawer, but not junk, for God's character. It's often translated loving kindness or steadfast love or mercy or kindness or something like that. And it really conveys all of God's goodness. And so what is a woman of noble character? What is a Proverbs 31 woman? It's God's own wisdom personified for us. And we're called to remember her, to seek after her, and to sell everything that we have to get her, because as we read in Proverbs 31:10, she is more valuable than rubies. So that's what I think a Proverbs 31 woman is, and that really should change how we think about Proverbs 31. It's not just for the ladies. It's for us guys to think about, okay, how do I pursue God's wisdom? How do I pursue God's instruction, His Torah, His goodness? And it's a great way to conclude the book of Proverbs, because as I mentioned in my sermon today, Proverbs 31:10 through 31 kind of presents to us a greatest hits kind, if you will, of some of the major points that are communicated through the book of Proverbs. So that's my answer.